Hello, KIC. My name is Anne, and I was asked to share a midweek reflection with you this week. So I have a verse that I hope you find encouraging. I know for a lot of us lately, it's been easy to be discouraged. There's things going on at a global level that are very discouraging. Internationally, or nationally within our country here, there's lots of hard times. And on a personal level, I'm sure a lot of us are struggling with a lot of different things. And I think it's important to find comfort in times like that. So, if you're a child, you might have a comfort object like a stuffed animal or a comfort blanket. I have a comfort verse, and it's a verse that I can always go back to, and I find that God can speak to me and lift my spirits through this verse. I hope you guys also have a passage like that. There's all kinds of them in the Bible, so many different passages that are uplifting. But this is one I wanted to share with you. So it's from Isaiah 35. So I'm going to read it to you first. Isaiah 35. The desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it will burst into bloom. It will rejoice greatly and shout for joy. The glory of Lebanon will be given to it, the splendor of Carmel and Sharon. They will see the glory of the Lord, the splendor of our God. Strengthen the feeble hands, steady the knees that give way. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear, your God will come. He will come with vengeance, with divine retribution, he will come to save you. Then will the eyes of the blind be opened and the ears of the deaf unstopped. Then will the lame leap like a deer, and the mute tongue shout for joy. Water will gush forth in the wilderness and streams in the desert. The burning sands will become a pool. The thirsty ground, bubbling springs. In the haunts where jackals once lay, grass and reeds and papyrus will grow. And a highway will be there. It will be called the way of holiness. The unclean will not journey on it. It will be for those who walk in that way. Wicked fools will not go about on it. No lion will be there, nor will any ferocious beast get up onto it. They will not be found there, but only the redeemed will walk there, and the ransomed of the Lord will return. They will enter Zion with singing. Everlasting joy will crown their heads. Gladness and joy will overtake them, and sorrow and sighing will flee away. So out of that verse, I had 3 questions for you to ponder. So the first question was, what are your deserts right now? What are those things that you're struggling with? This verse talks about feeble hands, about places that are all dried up and they have no life in them. So I want you to consider what is that for you right now? And then the next question is to think about what do you believe about God? Who is the God that you serve? And more specifically, what is he capable of? If we're looking at the metaphors in these verses, it's unlimited, right? He's capable of anything. He's capable of turning around any situation. He can take those parched lands and turn them into an oasis. He can take the lame and make them leap like deer. And that's well within his grasp. It's not a challenge for him or something. It's something that is easily within what our God is capable of. And then the last question hopefully helps end on a reflection of something quite encouraging to you. So the last question is, how have you already seen this happen in your life? And yes, this perfect description won't be true until the new heaven and the new earth and everything is perfect. It won't be fully accomplished until then, but I think we can see the kingdom of heaven here in our lives every day if we're really looking for it. So my challenge to you here is to think about those times. When can you reflect back on when God has provided water to a desert place? When has he strengthened feeble hands for you? And can you kind of reflect back on those situations, and not only give God glory for that, but also find encouragement for yourself too, that God has done it for you in the past and he will continue. You can rest in the assurance that he will continue to do that. So those are the three thoughts or things to ponder from these verses that I wanted to pull out. I'm just going to end reading the middle section again. So this is verses 3 through 7. Strengthen the feeble hands, steady the knees that give way. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear, your God will come. He will come with a vengeance, with divine retribution, he will come to save you. Then will the eyes of the blind be opened and the ears of the deaf unstopped. Then will the lame leap like a deer, and the mute tongue shout for joy. Water will gush forth in the wilderness and streams in the desert. The burning sands will become a pool, and the thirsty ground bubbling springs. Thanks for listening, guys. I hope you have a great week.